I'm Jaxie. A lot of people know me as Kelly's daughter, the singer. Up until lately, I'm 23 now. Up until lately, I've just kind of been at a pretty much standstill in my life. I mean, I'm a 23-year-old, so I do regular 23-year-old things. So I found out that I had COVID on July 9th of 2021. I was okay for a little while. I had the just regular symptoms that everybody else had had. And then on July 24th, which is my birthday, I was not okay. I woke up, I could not breathe, I couldn't go to the bathroom. It was very scary. I was very afraid of what was going to happen or what wasn't going to happen. And I have always been scared of death and scared of not knowing what's going to happen. I've always had terrible anxieties. And so to be a 23-year-old woman scared, not knowing what was going to happen with her life, that was a very scary day for me. And just decided that I was tired of fighting by myself and being scared by myself, because as a 23-year-old, my mom's not always going to be there. And so I was on the phone with her one night, and I just, in that moment, thought to myself, this is going to go one way or another. And it's not really up to me which way it goes. It's not up to her which way it goes. But I just, in that moment, knew that I needed to fight. So I made that decision in that moment that I needed to do something that I knew it was going to take strength from more than just me to get through this. And so on the phone with Mom, I asked her to start praying. She's in nursing school, for those of you that don't know, and her study right now is the upper respiratory system, which is incredible, because here's her 23-year-old daughter sitting in the hospital with COVID that has turned into pneumonia, and nobody really had any answers, and she's sitting here literally studying the body part that I'm struggling with. In this prayer, she's praying out loud, I'm praying to myself, and I just had this moment of, I just need to call on God, because without that I'm not going to get any better. The moment our prayer ended, she had been praying to herself that God would give my lungs the strength to get all the crud out of them and get all that out. And the moment she said amen, I coughed up something that looked and felt like a whole lung. And I had chills, she had chills. It was a very eye-opening moment. I know it sounds like one of those you hear, Jonah and the whale, he didn't get swallowed by a whale. Yes, he did. You know, miracles are all the same, whether they're this big or this big. So it was incredible to see that it happened that immediately. And so I verbally said to her that I wanted to make the decision to rededicate my life to Christ. And within that next morning, I was on a Zoom call with Pastor Mike and Miss Jenny and my mama, and I prayed a prayer with Pastor Mike, and I rededicated my life to Christ. And from that moment, I have felt like a brand new person. I woke up that next morning after that Zoom call, and I could breathe. I could sit up in my bed without feeling like I was going to pass out. I did not feel alone anymore. I mean, of course, physically I was alone. I had nurses and doctors around me, but there was a presence in my hospital room that was not there hours before. It was there, I just wasn't completely aware of the presence because I wasn't asking to see the presence and to feel it. But there were angels in my room with me, and I can say that without a doubt, because I felt that safe and secure from that time on. I am craving going to church. I just said to Mom, even before I was released from the hospital, I was like, I just want to go to church. I just want to go to church. And for those of you that do not know me, do not let this deter you, but I'm not a physically affectionate person. I'm not a hugger. Which will surprise you for those of you that do know my mom. I'm not a physically affectionate person, but I looked at her the other day on one of our many FaceTime calls, and I was like, I'm ready to go to church. And I know a lot of those people are going to hug me, and I know I'm just going to have to be okay with it. And here I am sitting at home, breathing room air. My oxygen levels are staying up, and I can, get up and walk around, and I'm not, worried about, oh my gosh, is my oxygen going to drop too low? But even if it does, I'm going to be okay. I have the incredible strength of my faith and my family and my faith family. That's another thing that I have realized through all this. I have a support system that I did not even realize existed. I have felt love and support and strength from people that some of you I didn't even know your names. So I'm overwhelmed by the love and support that I have received through God mainly, through all of you. And I'm just overwhelmed with how grateful I am.